You might be a freelance videographer and thinking about starting your own video production company. Now, a video production company is a very lucrative business model if done right, but there are also a lot of costs associated to it. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how much my video company costs me, what positions you should hire, when you should hire them, so you know exactly if a video production company is the right thing for you or not. Now, my name is Nick Metzger and I started my own video production company in 2016 and was able to grow it to over $40,000 per month. And today I help videographers just like you make more money. So let's get right into it. So first of all, when it comes to cost in a video production company, you got to differentiate between overhead cost, which is all the costs that you're going to have anyways, no matter what. This is needed to hold the company alive, no matter if you get new clients, no matter if you don't get new clients. And then there is variable costs, which is in this scenario, most likely costs associated with certain client projects. Now, when it comes to overhead costs, this is what it looks like for a small to medium-sized video production company. First of all, we have a project manager / producer. Now, this person is responsible to take care of our clients, like be in communication with them, plan everything, making sure that everything is working out well, we're on time, deadlines are not being messed around with, and just everything works smoothly. So literally you could also say that they're responsible for the client's experience with your company. Now, that role, depending on where you are in the world, will likely cost you between $4,000 and $7,000 per month. For me, it costs me $5,500 per month. So then, since most video production companies have sometimes more projects, sometimes less projects, they don't hire a videographer like a camera operator full time. They work with freelance camera operators, so they don't really hire that. But what they do hire full time is an editor, because editing, as you might know, can be a pain in the ass because it just takes so much time, energy, and focus. So an editor is a crucial role, and depending on where you are in the world, again, costs you between $3,500 and $5,000 per month. Now, obviously, these people, project manager, the producer, the editor, they need to sit somewhere, right? So you got to factor in an office. Now, an office, depending on the size you're getting, location you're getting it at, costs you about $1,000 to $3,000 per month. But then you also got to consider the software, right? How should the project manager do their planning? How does the editor edit? In what software? How do you send the videos to your clients? Do you use something like Frame.io or any other tools? Now you got to factor that cost in, and depending on how much software you need, this will cost you between $300 and $700 per month for your team. And then you also got to make sure that your team is insured, right? In Switzerland, this is mandatory. I don't know how it is for you, but insurance for your team is crucial, even though it is not mandatory. It is just a nice benefit for them to also know that you care about your team. Insurance should run you between $500 and $1,000 per month maximum. So for the overhead costs, this puts us at a total range of $9,300 up to $16,700 per month. This is already above $110,000 on the lower scale. So you got to consider that making $100,000 a year is suddenly not a lot of money anymore, because you spent that in a year when you're running your own production company. But then in addition to that, to your overhead, you also need to consider the variable costs, right? And the variable costs, as said, are things like freelancers, an example, that you hire for a project. So let's start with that. A freelancer for a project can cost you anywhere between $700 to $2,000 per day. Now, what is super important when you hire freelancers, don't just charge your client what the freelancers charge you, because you got to consider that you are taking the risk that this freelancer will deliver the quality that the client is expecting, right? You're managing the freelancer, you're finding the freelancer, you have the connection, and then you would also want to put a profit on top of everything, okay? So what we typically do is we take a freelancer's rate, we double it, and that is what we charge the client. But in order to be able to hire freelancers and have projects, you also need clients, right? So you got to factor in some marketing. Now, if you run ads and any other sorts of marketing to get new clients, for a small to medium-sized video business, that can cost you between $1,000 and $5,000 per month. But you got to know that this is not actually a cost, but when it works, it's a huge investment that gets you a huge return. And ultimately, it doesn't come down to how much budget you have for marketing, because if it's working, if every dollar you invest gets you $5 back, then obviously you should spend more, right? Because if you spend 1,000, you make 5,000. If you spend 10,000, you make 50,000. If you spend 100,000, you make 500,000, and so on. So you always got to think about marketing budgets this way, right? What return does the marketing campaign get me? So you need to be able to track your numbers, and then you just increase the spend because it will make you more money. And then also for variable costs, don't forget the equipment. Even though you might own your own camera, you might own own your own lenses, you might own your own lights, C-stands and everything. Equipment is something you need to charge your client for, okay? But then in addition to the one that you already own and you charge your clients for, you also sometimes need to rent equipment for a production or something that you don't have, or maybe also a lens or a camera that you want to try for a new project. So that can run you anywhere between $500 and $1,500 per day. So it might be now that you're thinking, oh my God, a video production company costs me such a huge amount of money. I don't want to do that. I can't do this. I have no idea how to do this. But what you got to consider is, in the beginning, you're the project manager, you're the producer, you're the editor, you're the camera operator. So in the beginning, you have way less costs. And you might ask yourself, well, but if that's the beginning, when is the right time to hire people? Now, as a general rule of thumb, what we say is when you're making $10,000 per month, that is the right time to hire the first person. Now, when I'm saying hiring the first person, I mean hiring them full time. And you should always hire for the position that gives you the most leverage, aka saves you the most amount of time every single day. And most likely, for 98% of video production companies, this is the editor. So you're still taking care of client communication, you're still taking care of producing, you're still taking care of camera operating, but you hire an editor who takes that work off your plate. Now, by doing that, you will free up your time and you will have more time to invest into tasks that actually make you money, like sales, in example. Now, it could be that you say, well, but I want to do editing. Cool, then be an editor. But if you want to start a video production company, then you need to sometimes step back a little bit from the tasks you want to do, to hire the roles to do it for you. And then at a later stage where you have automated and systemized things, you will be able to choose whatever you want to do every single day, and you can go back to editing, but you also have a company that works on its own and you don't have to be there. Now, with my consulting program called the Video Business Academy, we help videographers to build exactly that, a system, a company that makes them $10,000 or more, even when they're just a freelance videographer. And the cool thing is, we even have a 100% success guarantee. So if that's interesting to you, there is a link in the description below to a short and concise video. You can watch that, understand how it works, what results you will get from it. And yeah, if you want, you can sign up.